Hey guys, this is Kathy with Main Street Moments and Beyond. I know I'm not a singer. Anyway, I'm going to go through a few stories today that I have in our Facebook group, and this is really interesting. In yesterday's vlog, we were talking about the cancel culture and how Splash Mountain is getting rethemed, and I had no problem with it. I still don't, and I probably am a little biased because I really love Tiana and the Princess and the Frog. It's one of my favorite movies, so I'm kind of excited about it. But I did say that if Disney is giving into the cancel culture, and that is the only reason that they are changing rides, that I don't agree with. So now, this is how it works in the media, I guess. A couple people tweet something, and next thing you know, it's a news article, and then the next thing you know, Disney's making changes. So now there is an article in this gaming website that says, following Splash Mountain ride redesign, some call for Disney to change Jungle Cruise. Now, I know you guys are going to laugh at this, okay? But Disney is a very politically correct company. Let's just face it, they are. They want to make everybody happy, which is impossible. But this is not totally out of the realms of what could happen down the road. And the problem with these things is you get into a very slippery slope. And if you change one ride due to social pressure, then somebody's going to come after the next ride. And it says here, reacting to Thursday's announcement that Disney's Splash Mountain is being changed to a Princess and the Frog attraction, many social media users, including celebrities, are calling on Disney parks to update, retheme, or outright remove other attractions and rides they find offensive due to outdated and insensitive depictions of indigenous peoples, including the Jungle Cruise. So it says here, the Jungle Cruise has been a Disneyland staple since 1955. This is an original ride. They have versions in the Magic Kingdom, Tokyo Disneyland, and Hong Kong Disneyland. The cruise takes place down the rivers of Africa, South America, and Asia, and it has animatronic human characters depicting some native populations as headhunters and including insensitive period language. The ride is set during the 1930s from the white characters who refer to the indigenous characters as savages. Okay, so we have a few people here. They've quoted some people that want to change Jungle Cruise. I don't want, like I said, I don't want to get political here, but it does seem to play a factor in this. I care more about what you guys think. So I'd like to know what you think about this. People can be offended. People can find offense in everything. You can always find somebody offended by something. I don't think people are going to ride this ride and get a bad impression of certain people. I think people know it's a ride. It has been around since the beginning. It is one of those original rides that people really do love. I don't mind them doing an upgrade on this ride to fit with the new movie coming out like they did with Pirates of the Caribbean. But to make changes just because of social pressure and the cancel culture bothers me. And I can think of other attractions and rides that would be offensive to people. I said yesterday on the vlog that the movie Dumbo has now been tagged with a warning of racial insensitive characters in it. I guess there's crows or something. I haven't seen Dumbo since I was a kid. I need to watch it again, I guess. So that has a warning on it. So are they going to redo the Dumbo ride? Also, the Hall of Presidents. Some of those presidents in there own slaves. Are they going to redo that now? Are they going to get rid of the Hall of Presidents? Someday they might. I mean, if Disney is so willing to cave on these issues, if that's the reason they're retheming rides, it is a very dangerous slope to get onto. What about Tom Sawyer's Island? Mark Twain wrote books that use the N-word. That's the way people talked back then. He wrote those books a long time ago. They've already banned some of his books. Are they going to retheme that island now? You can find offense in almost everything. I agree rides that are outdated should be updated. They do that all the time at Disney. That's part of Disney. They update rides. But to update a ride because of political pressure, I don't necessarily agree with, but I want to know what you guys think. I would not mind an update to the Jungle Cruise with the new movie. I think it'd be cool. They did change the red-headed pirate in the Pirates of the Caribbean to fit in with the culture. So I got to tell you, honestly, I'm in the middle on this. I hate to be so non-committal on these issues, but I understand both sides of the issue. I don't like companies caving in to political correctness all the time. I think it's a slippery slope, like I said, to get into, and I don't like this whole idea of this mob mentality, as they call it, dictating certain things. But at the same time, I do understand that things change, cultures change, and I can understand how certain things might be a little insensitive. You know, they used to have they have the Native American village when you take the train, and we had talked about this before around Disney World, and they used to have like it used to be a different depiction of the Native Americans and the people that were on the train and stuff that they would come after you. I can't remember. Brian talked about it, how they were like hunting people or something, and it was depicted them in a different way than now. So, you know, I don't know. They changed that. Like I said, they changed Pirates of the Caribbean. Are they going to change these rides too? What do you think Disney should do? And what rides do you think could be changed? What about Liberty Square at Magic Kingdom? People might say, well, that represents colonialism, you know, or colonization or whatever. Let's change it. You know, these things snowball. What do you think about it? And what ride or attraction at Walt Disney World or Disneyland do you think will be next on the chopping block? Is it Jungle Cruise? Is it the Hall of Presidents? Tom Sawyer's Island? Let me know what you guys think. Okay, and then here's another article real quick, that Disney World plans to reopen despite the spike in COVID-19 cases. So I'm not going to talk about this one way or the other as too much. I'm not a doctor, but it's interesting because Disneyland postponed their opening date, I don't know, by a week or so. I don't know, does that make a difference, or a week or two? So Florida is not going to postpone the opening, and they're already taking reservations. We made our reservation we did not get the opening day, but a couple weeks after. You can book 3 days at a time. So Brian and Emily are going July 23rd and 24th, and then again in August. You cannot rebook until you use up your passes that you have. It's just crazy. If you go during the week, there's a lot more opening available. Anyway, it says, all eyes are on Disney's Florida parks after Disneyland in California postponed its reopening plans amid a wave of new COVID cases there. Disney is still negotiating with unions that work at Disneyland who are concerned. So I don't know if they have an opening date. I thought they did. Maybe I'm wrong. Many are now wondering if Disney World will follow suit. Due to Florida's spike in cases, the Actors Equity Association is calling for the Mouse House to hold the gates. There's an online petition with more than 10,000 signatures, and Robert Niles, the editor of Theme Park Insider, said Disney World could decide to delay opening at any point. So he says, I wouldn't rule anything out. I wouldn't either. With Disney, you know, you never know. And the one thing with Disney is they don't really give you a lot of clues. There's rumors, there's blogs, things like that, but you don't really know officially till Disney announces it. And Disney doesn't really give you a lot of clues. They just kind of announce something. So Florida is not going to close down. The governor's not changing anything, but that doesn't mean Disney can't make that decision on their own. You know, as a company, they can do that. So it says here right now that they're still opening on July 11th. Nothing has changed. So we'll see what happens over the next few days. You know, with Disney, like I said, you never know. They do like to be very politically correct. They do like to follow these guidelines with the health, which I can understand too. They want to be careful. Let's see what they decide to do. Anyway, thanks for watching. This is our Facebook group, Main Street Moments and Beyond. Please join our group. We have about 1,300 people, and I post articles in here all the time to get your opinion on things. Here's the article about the Jungle Cruise, and a lot of people have made comments and talked about it. Another thing that's controversial is we can do this real quick, the Disney short that is on Disney Plus about the two men. They're like a couple, and it's about a man coming out. A petition demands Pixar's Out to be removed from Disney Plus. I have to tell you, when I saw this, I was a little surprised that it was on Disney Plus, because Disney Plus is very kid-friendly. Not that this shouldn't be discussed with kids. But I was just a little surprised about it. I have no problem with talking to children about these things, but I saw the cartoon. It's a nice little cartoon, good animation. It's a nice little story. I don't think it's horrible, but a lot of people will disagree. I don't know whether it should be. I really don't know how I feel about this one. I don't know if it should be removed, if it's children's area is the place for this, or if it's no big deal. I'm kind of in the middle again on these things. I understand both sides of the issue. I hate to be non-committal again, but I understand both sides of the issue. I have gay people in my family that I love, and it's not a big deal to me, but some people it is. So tell me what you guys think. Again, I'm more interested in your opinion than in my own. And let's see what you guys say about this. Do you think this should be removed? Have you seen this little short? If you haven't, I suggest you watch it. It's like 8 to 10 minutes. And it's just a story about a guy who is afraid to come out to his family. And, it's geared towards children. So do you feel Disney should be putting this on Disney Plus? Do you feel it's appropriate? Do you think it is appropriate? Not, whatever. Tell me what you think. Thanks so much for watching, guys. And we'll see you soon in the parks.